So you guys, Yins live out of town. Yins live in Florida. I'm sure you visit the Berg at some point. When you
Hmm.
visit up here, do you have family up here? Do you stay in a hotel? What do you do when you stay in Pittsburgh?
It depends on why I'm there or on how long
Yeah.
I'm there for. Usually I stay with family, but sometimes I've stayed in hotels.
The
Yeah.
reason why I'm asking is because I think you're going to have to book some time in February of 2024 because Pittsburgh's going to the Super Bowl.
That's Vegas. They're not going to be playing in Pittsburgh. That's Vegas.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm talking about for the parade.
Right. For the
Oh,
parade.
Pittsburgh's
oh,
For
not
the
just
for
okay.
the
going
when
to
we
the Super
win, we're
Bowl.
winning the
We're
Super
Yeah.
winning
Bowl.
the Super Bowl,
Right.
and then
Right.
there'll be a parade. Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah. They're not just go.
That's okay. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Super Bowl's in
That'll
Pittsburgh?
be
What?
the hotel rooms will be expensive for that. So that time I might have to suck it up and stay with family. But usually I like put on like a Groucho Marx disguise, book a hotel downtown and like sneak into town and don't tell anybody that I'm there. And then I'll forget and post something on Facebook and my mom will be like,
Oops.
were you in Pittsburgh and you didn't call? I'm like, oh, it's not my mom.
Oops.
My mom's not in
Right.
Pittsburgh, but my other family is. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you're
Pittsburgh's
not the only
going
person to
to the
do that.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Here we
That's
Here
go.
we
right.
go.
That's right. I mean, okay. They looked awesome in the first game against Tampa Bay.
Mhm.
And the excuses, well, that wasn't Tampa Bay starters, so that didn't really count. This game against Buffalo, that was like they dominated against Buffalo
Yeah.
starters,
Yeah. On both
offense and
sides.
defense and special teams
Yeah.
domination.
Yes.
Total domination.
I don't know. I don't know. How can you not love this team and think that they're going to do awesome?
Yeah.
Everything looks perfect right now.
Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, the only thing, the whole preseason hype, you know what I mean? That's the only thing, that's the only reason why I'm like tempering my expectations, you know what I mean? Because it is a totally different feel, the whole off, not everything is how it's gonna be once the regular season starts in terms of like the playbook and the the various look, it's gonna be so much different once the regular season starts. So, you know, but yeah, I mean they look dominant and Sean McDermott was ticked off. Every time they showed him,
Good.
he was like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
as
And
he
it's
should have been.
rightfully so.
Yeah, yeah. I will say that this was like the most optimistic I felt about Matt Canada since the first time I saw him calling plays as an offensive coordinator. Like we called more splash plays that first quarter than we have in like a whole season last season. Do you know what I mean? So if that's, I'm not saying that that's like the intro to what we're necessarily getting, but I thought it clearly looked better than anything that we've seen in a long time. And I heard someone say today that the Steelers played like, every other year in preseason, the Steelers play like dog do. And so then, now you've got them here and they're playing well. And we have to drop that like mantra of like, well, the preseason doesn't matter and the beginning of the season doesn't matter because it's the end of the season and how you close it. The stats show that teams that perform well at the beginning of the season perform well at the end of the season. Do you know what I mean? So we have to stop like always trying to play catch up.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. They can't start slow. They can't go like
No.
1-3 to start the season
Right.
or something
But
like
it
that.
Yeah.
feels like we've done that for like the past 15 years. Like it doesn't feel like we've had like a, like this great start. It always feels like we're creaking out.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, nothing like getting a fire lit under your ass and regarding Matt Canada. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? To improve. You know what I mean? It shouldn't have
Yeah.
to be that way, but it is for a lot of things, not just Matt Canada, you know what I mean? Just in life. You know what I mean?
Whatever
If
it
you
takes.
have if your job is being threatened, of course you're going to perform better, or you're just not and you want to get fired. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Hey, that run by Jalen Warren, God, that was beautiful.
nice.
It
That
was
was
a
really nice.
beautifully drawn up. The offensive line just blocked everyone. Even Deontay Johnson threw a
Deontay,
block downfield. And
Yes.
Jalen Warren can fly.
he
Who knew that
can.
guy had speed?
Yeah.
Yeah. He looked great. He looked great.
I'm
Glad
just sick
for
of
him.
already. I mean, I may be stealing your thunder. Maybe we're going to talk about this, but I'm already sick of like the whole. Now you hear like Jalen Warren is going to be the starter by the end of the year, and it's like, come on, people. There's nothing wrong
I've
with both
heard
of them playing.
I've heard trade
It's so
Najee
ignorant.
Harris. We don't need
Oh my
Najee.
God, stop
Trade
it.
him. Trade him. You know what? Maybe he won't make the roster. Maybe he'll be a
Right.
cut on August 29th.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if he's
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
yeah, it's just ridiculous. Now, like last year, they used Najee a lot. I don't think they knew what they had in Jalen Warren, but still they used Najee a lot, and then Najee got hurt, and then he was crap for the beginning of the season because he was hurt. I think this
Mhm.
year they're like, okay, we know you're good. We're just take it easy.
Yeah.
Right. I agree.
Um,
I think that's exactly what they're doing. Why it's been a Jalen Warren show, really.
Yeah.
In the
And I think they're different kinds of running backs. Do you know what I mean? And
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that that's a benefit.
Totally
like, if,
different.
you know, to the same as you do with wide receivers. Do you know what I mean? All your wide receivers aren't the same. Do you know what I mean? So they're different running backs, and it's just like an added dimension to the offense to be able to use two different running backs in two different ways. It doesn't have to be like, I keep telling people, like, why not both? It doesn't have to be one or the other. Do you know what I mean? One is not coming in at the exclusion of the other. And ultimately, it helps the team. It helps their careers. It helps the offense. It helps the play calling. It helps everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
People should be cheering for both.
Right. Yeah, exactly. The same with Johnson and Pickens. Like a lot of people are putting Johnson down to like lift Pickens up, but it's like they're two totally different receivers.
Yeah.
You know, and this is an instance where wide receivers are always on the field at the same time. But it's like I don't understand why fans have to like put Deontay down in order to like be pro George Pickens. Like, can't we all just get along? You know what I mean?
Like in this game, like they spread the ball around, like so many different people touch the ball, and like that's what you really want to see happen. Do you know what I mean? This doesn't have to be like the Ben and AB show like it used to be. You know, we could spread the ball around and get all these people involved, and that seems ideal. So
right.
You know, and this stuff that, oh, Deontay Johnson, he's really not that good. Like, you know what? The reason why you could throw to Firemouth and Allen Robinson and Pickens or whatever is because people are respecting Deontay Johnson. The other team knows that he's good and they have to respect him. So yeah, just stop with this. There are not too many cooks in the kitchen. We're just fine. We'll
fantasy football wise though, there may be. Like I don't know that I'm gonna be because on teams where the ball distribution is vast, I kind of stay away from those guys because it's like it's going to be Deontay Johnson one week and George Pickens another, and it's never going to be consistent across the board.
That's a great point. Well, I really wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to go near any of the Steelers except for Deontay Johnson because I think he'll still get a lot of targets, and I still think he'll get touchdowns because he had 0 last year. But yeah, it's and that's the thing is Najee and Jalen Warren it's not going to be a 50-50 split, but it could be like 60-40 or 70-30 or something like that. But Jalen Warren is going to take, at least fantasy wise, is going to take some of the workload off of Najee. So fantasy wise, that's a little scary to I think Jalen Warren actually just cut into that. So could be really interesting. I think it's really interesting that I think we all just assumed Dan Moore would suck and that Broderick Jones would be the starter. And basically, looks like Dan Moore is actually playing well, and Broderick Jones, he's just not there yet, and that's okay.
Right. We talked about that last show. Yeah. It's totally fine. Yeah.
I would rather he developed than we Kendrick Greened him. Yeah, I would much rather he took the time to develop than we Kendrick Greened him.
Right. Yes.
Okay, Kendrick Green ain't making this team.
No.
I'm telling you right now, he is not making this team. 2 games in a row. Well, 2 years in a row, he's just absolutely sucked on the offensive line, and they didn't even do that QT fullback stuff either. So
did he have a bad snap? Wasn't he playing center towards the end of the game and had another bad snap? Yeah.
Yes. Lost my mind.
Practice squad. Practice squad. Yeah.
And maybe he fits somewhere else for some other, I don't know, team or whatever. Do you know what I mean? I wish the guy well, but I feel like they tried to work him around in some unique stuff this year, and it's just not there. It's okay.
It's just not working. They gave him a shot, It's just not working. I'm also curious because Calvin Austin had an amazing punt return. I wonder if he took the job from Gunnar Olszewski, and
I
I
hope so.
wonder if Gunnar
I
is
do
actually
too.
going to make the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gunnar, I think Gunnar will because they've been using him a lot in the preseason. You know what I mean? Not that usually necessarily always means you're going to make the team, but he played a lot of snaps in the past couple games. So,
I mean,
and I don't really like him. I want him to leave the game. I don't think we need him. But for some reason, Pittsburgh, the Steelers love him. But I really just hope that he's not returning. He's not going to be a returner this year because
I try to be objective about it because I keep hearing people saying like he's having such a good camp. He looks so much better. Do you know what I mean? So I try to be objective about it. I don't really care, but I just don't see it. Do you know what I mean? I'm just not seeing this like huge change from last year. I just don't see that spark.
Yeah, camp or no camp in terms of performance, it still would make me nervous every time they kicked him. It just wouldn't make me nervous.
He's just one of those guys that you need around. He's like Ryan Switzer 2.0. And that's
yeah, exactly.
That might be the worst insult I've ever said about anybody. My
really,
goodness.
that's terrible.
I apologize to Gunnar Olszewski and the Olszewski family. But you know, he's like Miles Boykin is going to make the team because he's a backup wide receiver, but he's also really good at special teams. So
yeah,
maybe it's going to be like that with Gunnar. Maybe you just need him as a backup. So we'll see. And then on the defense, Nick Herbig. If the Steelers are going to the Super Bowl, Nick Herbig is going to be in the Hall of Fame in like 15 years.
Yeah. Oh, he's a real deal, man.
Oh
he
my
is the
goodness.
Real deal. He looked fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever they got in the water out there in Wisconsin is working for these guys, man. Yeah, he looked great.
Well, I want to know when he started talking to TJ Watts because it sounds like it's it was like way before he was going to be drafted. He just
they may have had a relationship. Instagram. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how long Watt was gone. You know what I mean? I don't know exactly if Herbig was maybe at all, like if they overlapped at all, like even if he was a freshman and Watt was on his way out. I have no idea. But yeah,
I don't think so.
It almost seems like they did have some kind of previous relationship because it's like
they said they did at the beginning of the season. I can't remember if it was Watt or Herbig said something about it. Do you know what I mean? And I just wondered if like Watt goes back sometimes and like helps out a little bit, or I don't know, you know, something like that. Is that how they had this connection? But I know when we first got him, that came up.
I wonder if he told the Steelers, "Hey, go get this guy."
He might have.
He might have.
You know, it wasn't just
it wasn't just Nate standing up there going, "Go draft my brother."
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, I heard you like drafting brothers, so I have a brother.
I've got one of those. Go ahead and draft him. Yeah.
Seriously, my goodness. Yeah, he's undersized, but the things he's doing to offensive linemen and anybody trying to block him is just it's unfair. My goodness.
Yeah.
He plays really big.
Like he's a small, they say he's a small guy, but he plays big. You know what I mean? Not just because it's in his name or anything. It's just he just plays like he's a ginormous man.
He's even pushing around people that are way bigger than him.
Yeah.
So Watt graduated in 2016 and Herbig didn't arrive at Wisconsin until 2020.
Oh, so it was that far. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
I think he just slid into TJ Watt's DMs.
Right.
Yeah. He's smart.
Maybe.
Just crazy. Just like I'm gonna try to DM TJ Watt and see if he could give me some pointers.
What happens.
Yeah. Say my uncle's cousin's sister went to Wisconsin. Can we have a little tete-a-tete about things?
Can I have a percentage of your contract?
Right.
But yeah, the defense looks so good. Even Joey Porter got an interception and he gave it to his daddy.
It was so cute. And his dad was sitting down in the stands, not up in a box, and I love that. Yeah,
me too. He said he was sitting in the nosebleeds, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah,
why was he sitting in the
he's like, "I'm here to be a parent,
right?
Not here to be a soccer player." I'm like, I love it.
You know?
Yeah, love that.
That was the only Steelers home preseason game. I actually went to that game. It was not the intensity of a regular season game, but darn, it was pretty close.
They
It
were
was
showing
The videos
almost
fans. It
I
looked
saw
pretty
were
full.
impressive. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
it was almost a sellout. Usually in preseason games, it's like there's like 20,000 people there, mostly empty seats, and it's just nobody
Yeah.
cares. But like people were into it. I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was fun. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It just everything just looks so good right now. It's like
Mhm. It's
what
hard
could
not
go
to be
wrong?
excited. It's hard not
It
to be
is.
excited. Yeah.
It is.
And then there's people online that are like, it's preseason, you can't be excited. What a loser. And I'm just like, really? Why? We can't be excited about preseason?
I think we
Yeah.
should be excited that we saw, like, definitely all the things that we were told were happening and we kind of like glimpsed happening. Like, you're seeing those things come to fruition. And it's obviously, we're not stupid. It's not the same as like winning regular season games or seeing massive change in the regular season. But I do think it's better than last season, where you saw the same garbage you'd seen the season before and you were hoping not to see. Do you know what I mean? So at least this looks like new, fresh. The guys look energized. I think we saw better chemistry, among the players, especially on offense. I just think there's a lot to be excited about. It's something to build upon, sort of like the momentum we had at the end of last season. Like, we carried that into the preseason and we're still energized.
I'm seeing a tweet and I was thinking of it and I couldn't remember the wording, but some gal named Taylor at AY Taybase
Oh, yeah.
the other day said,
I know her.
it's just preseason. Yeah, well, it's just 6 inches. We can still be
Okay. What the hell?
right. We can still be
Well
excited
done,
everything,
Taylor.
right? That
Well done,
was
Taylor.
awesome.
I
Yeah.
love that. Well done.
I like to say hi to all the children listening right now.
Right.
On
They don't know. 6 inches of snow.
6 inches of
It's a
snow.
snow
They're
game.
talking about snow.
Right.
Yeah.
Subway. Or Subway.
Did you ever see that? There's a meme that says like, somebody put a ruler next to like the grass. It's like, oh, there's like 6 inches of sun out here. There's no way I can make work today. Just stay safe, everyone.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just when you dominate. I don't know what Buffalo is doing. I don't know how they are, but they looked really bad, and I think that's just because the Steelers just brought it.
Yeah. All those penalties, and Josh Allen was running for his life.
Many penalties. So many penalties.
Plays. Josh Allen was trying to extend plays, and it was like, dude, don't you realize it's the preseason?
It's a
like, if you get
dude.
Yourself
just
injured.
Take a knee.
Yeah.
I swear every other play was a false start by Buffalo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were scared. And then okay, so the last game is this Thursday, and then they don't play again for almost 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's a long time. It's a long time.
That's the big question, is like, do you play the starters? Or do you play them at all? It's like, I mean, do you need to? I don't know. But then again,
played well enough. If maybe they hadn't played great, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe, but I think they've shown plenty.
Yeah.
I mean,
my only thought is, if you feel like that's good to like keep the juices flowing, you let them do another like series or two. Do you know what I mean? Just to do something, because you have such a long time for them to recover in between like that, the beginning of the regular season. I mean, obviously you don't want to risk injury, but if you feel like that really helps keep the gears greased, then I guess it makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, but really, the third preseason game is just to determine who makes the team.
Fighting for their lives, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, who is it? That's Shannon Sullivan. That interception he had. Oh, that was sweet.
It was.
It was nice.
He was a guy where I was like, I don't know if he's gonna make the team initially.
Right. Yeah.
But then he made that play, and I was like, oh, I see you, Shannon Sullivan.
Yeah.
We'll see.
He could be.
It does have me feeling a little bit like, who are we cutting? Like, you know what I mean? Like, every once in a while I start looking at the depth chart. I'm like, who are we cutting here? Like, we can't let any of these people go.
They've got a lot of tough decisions. It seems like more than in the recent past in terms of.
I think a big decision
normal
is Montrevious Adams or that Braden Fajoko.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think that's a decision. Yeah, I think they're gonna be letting go of a lot of good players
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
and hoping that they can come back on the practice squad.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
if it's between Adams and Fajoko, I think Adams wins out merely just because he's been on the team for like, I don't know, what, a couple years, something like that. So experience might win out there. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll see. We'll see.
Mhm.
It's I don't know. I don't know. I haven't been this excited. This might be the best preseason they've ever had.
Yeah. Yeah. Long
Mhm.
as I can remember, like in a
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's totally perfect.
Mhm.
And now, one of the people that has been saying it's just preseason is, of course, Mark Madden. Of course,
Mhm.
he's going to crap on it, but he actually had a point that okay, the offense needs to be explosive, and the offense has been explosive. But what if they like make one mistake in the regular season and then they go back to the conservative crap? I could
Mm.
sort of see that happening, but oh man, I don't
I
know.
don't, just because I think that Canada's life is like on the line, literally in Pittsburgh. Like, I'm not saying he has to get all the way to the Super Bowl or win the Super
Mhm.
Bowl or something to keep his job, but I think he's got to keep making like clear and steady progress. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And showing that he's got a vastly improved offense. And I think if he backslides at some point to whatever that garbage was last year, I think he'll be gone.
Yeah.
I just cannot imagine that they would put up with, that kind of backslide again. Do you know what I mean? They obviously trust it. Like, to me, the preseason game this past weekend looked like they're trusting Kenny Pickett like a lot more. Do you know what I mean? To have some
Mhm.
control over this offense for the little bit we saw. And
Mhm.
so I can't imagine that they're going to go back to like taking that control away from him unless he like totally blows it. But I think Matt Canada's job is on the line. He's got to
Yeah.
keep
Yeah,
showing
and
them.
he's not gonna, if he gets fired, he's not gonna he's not gonna coach in the NFL again. He's gonna go back
No,
to college and
no
he's
one
gonna
will,
be lucky to keep a job there because he jumped
no
around
one
to
will
how
hire
many
him.
different colleges when he was
Yeah.
in the NCAA. So it's like, you know.
He
Yeah.
is absolutely playing for his career.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And the Steelers sent a clear message when they didn't renew his contract yet. So
Mhm.
they've basically said, yeah, this is it, buddy.
Yeah.
This is it. This
Yeah.
is
Put up or shut up.
this year or bust. Yeah, put up or shut up. So yeah. Yeah. He does have a lot to prove. So it's gonna be very interesting how that all works out.
Mhm.
Absolutely no excuses. Yeah, I'm just wondering when we're going to see Broderick Jones start. It's going to happen eventually, but
Yeah.
maybe I don't know.
Oh, you mean in
Maybe
the
in the middle
regular
of the
season?
season. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
I mean, from what I heard, he doesn't have like all technique down yet because there
Yeah.
is that Pat Meyer, the offensive line coach. He
Mhm.
has like his own technique of how you're supposed to do things, and I don't
Mhm.
think Broderick Jones totally has that yet. So
Hasn't yet. Yeah.
maybe he just needs like half a season to figure it out. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
O line,
Yeah.
from what I know, from what I hear, offensive line is one of the hardest positions to learn, like a tackle, you know what I mean? Um, in terms of, coming in as a rookie, out of college. So maybe
yeah,
it is.
yeah. So oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
And then after the so what is it? In oh my god, in 1 week. In about a week, then we have cuts. Then they have to determine
Right.
who gets cut.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
Everybody all at once.
Right.
Everybody all at once instead of the
Yeah.
stages.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's got to be so stressful for everybody.
For everybody, I can't imagine. And then like the flood into the market of like every cut player all at once is like out there in this giant pot. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So if you
Yeah.
are looking at practice squad players and you're the Steelers and you're looking, and then you see like, are you going to be tempted like, oh, the Cowboys just let so and so go? Do we want to bring
Mhm.
that person over to the practice squad instead? Or
Right.
it's a
Yeah.
lot at once.
there are probably going to be some. I mean, there always are. There are going to be some
Yeah.
surprise cuts. It's like, oh, there's going
Yeah.
to be some good players out there.
Yeah.
Let's pick
Yep.
them up. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Mhm.
I don't like that. I don't think that's fair to anybody. That like because it used to be like you needed to cut down to a certain number by one day, and a certain number by another day. It was like little by little, and then the final cut down day. And now it's like all at once. Like
right, yeah.
Screws. That
I
kind of
feel like
screws
the
the
step
players.
down gives the players like an idea of like where they're headed. Do you know what I mean? Like how much trouble am I in here? Do you know what I mean? A little bit. Like I'm seeing that, oh, they already cut a whole bunch of other offensive linemen, so I'm okay. Or, you know, they haven't cut any and I need to worry. But you know, and I feel like it gives you a chance to get rid of like clear-cut guys. Like these guys just aren't making it. Do you know what I mean? First group to go. There's just no chance they're making it.
If I'm getting cut in the first week, if I'm getting cut in the first week of August, I'm applying to Home Depot. I mean, that's it. The career's over.
Yes, go sell car insurance. But so I feel like it gives them that chance. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like when you do everybody all at once, like, I don't know. I feel like as a player, I would be like sick to my stomach.
Because there's that whole thing of, we're cutting you, but then we're gonna try to get you back on the practice squad.
Yeah.
Right.
And okay, cool, but sometimes that doesn't always work, and sometimes so we'll see. It's there's gonna be some good players that are gonna be cut, and that's unfortunate. So we'll see, and I think there's going to be some surprises. So
I think so too.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, folks. This concludes another one of the not best up Steelers podcasts.
And we'll see you on House of Yinzer. House of Yinzer.
Yeah.
House of Yinzer. That's
House of
actually
Windsor.
House of Windsor.
Don't go on House of Windsor.
No,
That's the
Don't go on
Royals.
House of Windsor. No. See you on House of Windsor on Wednesday.
Right.
Say that 5 times fast.
Really. House of Wednesday on
right.
Windsor. I'm so excited. I'm coming back on your podcast. I'm so excited. So thanks for having me on again.
Great.
So
good time.
Awesome.
Yeah,
all right.
looking
Well,
forward to it.
I'll see you in a couple days then.
All right. See you
Thanks.
later.
Bye.
Bye.